Movie buffs, welcome back to the Movie Bay, and this is D. In today's video, I want to do not so much a deep dive. I want to do a light comparison between two movies that is a these two movies basically battle to see which movie tells the story of famed lawman Wyatt Earp the best. Now, at the end of this, I want to give you my opinion on which one I think is the better overall film. Now, I think each one is good in its own right, but one's going to be the ultimate winner, and that is Tombstone and the title movie, Wyatt Earp. Both of these movies are basically about famed Kansas City lawman Wyatt Earp and the shootout at the OK Corral. Okay? But both of them go about it a little bit differently. Wyatt Earp is a little bit more, I think it's more in line with the story of Wyatt Earp. I think it probably is a little bit more in line. Not to say Tombstone isn't. Tombstone is more, you would take Tombstone and say this is more of the Hollywood mainstream version of Wyatt Earp. Wyatt Earp is more of it's just more of a to me, is a little bit more grittier. It had strong actors. Both of the, okay, look, let's just go back. Let's reverse, because there's so much to take apart in these movies. There's so much to unpack with both of these movies. Let's put them down, and let's pick up Wyatt Earp. Actually, let's pick up Tombstone, and let's go into Tombstone. So Tombstone was released about a year before Wyatt Earp in theaters. And I think that's what hurt the box office sales of Wyatt Earp. Not even a year. I think it was 10 months apart. So Tombstone came out first, and Tombstone was awesome. It was a great movie. The cast, the writing, everything about Tombstone was fantastic. Okay, some very memorable lines in the movie. Very memorable lines. Go ahead and skin it. Go ahead and skin that smoke wagon and see what happens to you. Slaps him. Go ahead and jerk that pistol and go to work. Slaps him again. Are you just going to stand there and bleed, boy? I mean, that's just one. Here's one of the Val Kilmer lines. Not the Huckleberry one. I think you guys thought I was going to go there. No, it was the one when he came out the bar when Wyatt had the guy, I forget his name, and he said, hey, look, your boys will get me, but not before I turn your head into a canoe. And Val comes out, well, Doc Holliday comes out. He's staggering a little bit. And the guy says, you can't even hit nothing. You so drunk, you probably seeing double. And then Val takes the two guns with the cup in his hand, twirls the pistol and say, I got two guns, one for each of you. So, I mean, if you really want to talk about a movie that had the lines, that had the charisma and had the charm, you got to go with Tombstone. But if you want a movie that was a little bit more intense, Kevin Costner, his Wyatt Earp and Kurt Russell Wyatt Earp was very similar. They both was kind of, but I think Costner was like meaner, more. He was darker. He just did it. Dennis Quaid, his Doc Holliday was good. Don't get me wrong, it was great. But Val Kilmer's Doc Holliday. Doc Holliday made Tombstone. If you take that character out, it wouldn't have been the same. These movies was just the cast that they had. Let's look. Yeah, Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, and many more in this one. You had Kevin Costner, Dennis Quaid, Gene Hackman, and just a whole slew of others in this one. But the box office sales from Wyatt Earp suffered because just 10 months, I do believe 10 months before this guy was released, in the movie theaters was like, well, wait a minute, we just did this movie, different movie, but the same movie just months ago. So, and I don't think a lot of theaters put this on as many screens as they did Tombstone. So I think ultimately, Wyatt Earp came too close to Wyatt Earp came too close to Tombstone. Wyatt Earp was a good movie. Tombstone was a good movie. It's hard for me to say which one is better because if you watch them and take away take each one for what it is, you say, wow, both of these are great. It's hard for me to really say, but as far as Hollywood entertainment value goes, that if you know what I mean, guys, that Hollywood entertainment vibe, if that's what you're going for, you got to go with Tombstone. The acting, the cast, just the overall look of the movie, the dynamic of the movie, the flow of the movie. If you're looking for a Western movie that's very entertaining, not to say Wyatt Earp was not entertaining, it was fantastic, but Tombstone was just different. In my opinion, Tombstone edges Wyatt Earp out a little bit. Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't have both of these in your collection, because you absolutely should. Here's how I look at it. If you own one, you should definitely own the other. It's just to watch them, because they do kind of contrast each other a little bit. Wyatt Earp is a fantastic film. I can't take nothing from it, but man, Tombstone. Val Kilmer, he stole the movie. Him and Kurt Russell together, they did a fantastic job. And that's not to make light of the cast and the rest of the cast in Tombstone, but it really centered really around Russell and Kilmer. And here it was, of course, Quaid and Costner. Both of these was great, but as far as D go, on the D scale, I'm going to go ahead in this little movie battle. I'm going to have to go ahead and give the Hollywood win to Tombstone, but I'm going to give the cinematic win to Wyatt Earp. And that's how I kind of rate these movies. When it's a movie that's pretty much the same movie, but just told by different people, I'm going for the Hollywood effect and the cinematic effect. So that's the only way you can win these kind of battles. So on the cinematic front, Wyatt Earp, in my opinion, was the better movie. But if you're going for the Hollywood effect, Tombstone was the better movie. So this is D. This is our first movie battle. This was Tombstone versus Wyatt Earp. Get both of these. There is really no loser here. But like I said, they both win in different categories. So there's no loser here. Get both of these movies for your collection. They both available on DVD as well as Blu-ray. If you can find them on Blu-ray cheap, go ahead and grab them on Blu-ray. Again, I had these in my collection. I really don't see a need to upgrade either one of them. I've seen both of them on Blu-ray for cheap, but they look pretty good on DVD, so I'll just keep them on DVD for now. And I'll see you in the next video.